Hello everyone. So today in this video, I'm going to tell you about custom format, data validation, IS error, and the use of double negative in Microsoft Excel. Double negative means this. There's a specific use of this. So let's start with the today's video. So let's start with data validation. So for data validation, it means that if there is some error in the formulas, then with the help of data validation, we can highlight that error and such that it becomes easier for the user to see that. For example, let's say that the price of certain thing is there in the first column, the quantity is in the second. So let's say what is the price per quantity. So it's basic. So to find out the price per quantity, we can just use this price divided by the whole quantity. And when we press enter, you can see that the fourth one does not give any value. It gives this something like this. It means that 40s cannot be divided by 0. It doesn't make any sense. So here if we see that actually it was not supposed to be like this, I have used data validation function. It was supposed to be like this. Let's say it's 30 divided by 0. So it has to be like this. So with the help of data validation, I have converted this fro- from this to this, such that it is easier for the user to see that. For example, let's say there are 10,000 items. So it will be difficult for the user to search where is this mentioned. So with the help of this, it is much easier than that. Plus, with the help of certain functions, we can count how many values are there, which is giving error. So let's start. How to move from here to here. So go to data. Firstly, I have to uh, delete this everything. I've actually used condition formatting here. Yeah, I used condition formatting here. So condition formatting is nothing but uh, putting some condition here, and it is easier for to learn. For example, select the cell, go to condition formatting in the home, select new rule, select use a formula to determine which cells to format. So I have selected which cell to format, and then I'll click on format. I can also click on the color that I want. So for error, I have, let's say, decided orange, and font I want a bold, and the color is I want something like blue. And when I click on OK, then I have to mention the formula. So this is the formula that we are going to use. That is error, and I have to just select the first entry, first cell of the column. I'm not selecting the whole, but I have to just manually mention the first cell number. Click on OK. See, now it has been mentioned that yeah, this is uh, the highlighted one. So this is having some error. So we can also find out whether it has an error or not, because by just saying it has an error, we cannot prove it, right? We have to prove it if it has an error. So to prove it, we just need a function called Iserror. So it is a function used to determine if a numeric expression represents an error. So for a numeric expression, so if the function will return true for a given value, that means it is an error. And if the function is giving false for a given value, that means it doesn't have any error. So for this, it should give a value of true, and if for this, it should give false. So just use this function with equal to sign as we use it for using a formula function. Is error. select this and I will select the whole column and press enter. See, for false it means it doesn't have any error. For true it means it has an error. Let's just copy this here also. And here I will use double negative. Double negative in Excel, it causes the formula to convert a return value of true into 1 and false into 0. So it will convert true into 1 and false into 0. Somehow it's not working. Let me just do it once again. I don't know what's the issue. Let me just do it here. Let me just check it. What's happening here? So the mistake that I was making is that I was not putting the brackets into the correct uh, form. So for that, so we are using the IS error. So before IS error, I have to use a double negative, and before that, I have to start this with here double negative and a double negative for IS error. Select the value, close the bracket twice, and enter. Again, I'm using the same. So by using two negative signs, we converted to one false into 0 and 1. And by using this sum function, we can count the total number of errors. The total number of errors are is 1 in this case. So this is how we can use conditional formatting and is error as well as double negative sign to see how many errors to first of all to highlight the error and to count how many errors are there because in Excel we do not have count error function by default. So we cannot count the error directly. We have to do some manipulation because in Excel we don't have it direct function. In future, we may have, but at this point of time, even in Microsoft 365 in 2023, we do not have this count error function in Excel. So we need to use this to count the number of errors. Thank you so much for watching.